honored to be here sharing some time with you to talk about our sport, and I'm really looking forward to sharing the integrity and the passion that we have for hunting. I was so fortunate that I loved to hunt growing up, and then when I was in college I had an opportunity to become a guide at a hunting plantation in Georgia. And so during the fall I would work as a guide, and then I go back to school. I finally got my degree, and then when I graduated I was hired as the manager of this hunting plantation. So that's really how I got involved in the hunting industry, and one thing led to another, and I met Bill Jordan at Realtree Camouflage, and he and I just hit it off and started hunting together, and I've been at Realtree Camouflage now for 20 years, and the reason I came to work here was because Bill asked me to start up the TV video production department, because he knew that for Realtree to be successful, we needed a television show and DVDs to reach out to the masses. One of the funniest hunting stories that I recall was years ago. We were in Texas hunting turkeys, and I was with a gentleman from Kansas who was an outdoor writer, and this ranch was really large, 45,000 acres, and they had cattle on this ranch, and the cattle were very, very wild. They did not like people, especially the bulls. So we were chasing these gobbling turkeys one spring morning, and all of a sudden we look up and there's a bull with about 8 cows around this corner, and we're trying to get this turkey that's gobbling to come in, and all of a sudden the bull looks up and he sees us, and he starts coming at us on a dead run. And that's back when I was running camera. Well, the gentleman and I, we luckily had a tree big enough we could climb, because in Texas there's not a lot of trees. So we climbed up in this tree, and just about the time we got up the tree, the bull comes to a screeching halt under us and starts pawing the ground, and snot's coming out of his nose, and he is going crazy. And the guy looked at me and he said, "David, where's the camera?" Well, I look out, and 30 yards on the other side of the bull, I had set the camera down on the tripod, forgot all about it, and climbed up in the tree. And I'm sitting there going, if that bull sees that camera, it's history. And Mike says, "What are you going to do about your camera?" I said, "That's not my camera." I said, "That's Bill Jordan's camera." Luckily, the bull finally left us alone. We climbed down and got out of there. But that was one of the most, now looking back on it, one of the most entertaining stories that I've experienced in the field. It is so important to keep introducing youth into the outdoors, whether it's hunting or fishing or the shooting sports, archery, anything, because we are losing youth who are interested in the outdoors at an alarming rate. So the youth, really, it is critical that they are educated, they are taken on hunts, they are taught how to hunt safely, because that is the future of hunting. If we continue to lose people to the sport of hunting, in 20 or 30 years, there will be very, very, very few hunters left, which will make it more difficult to fight the anti-hunting legislation that is trying to get passed around the country. And I know the founding fathers of our country, they intended for us to have guns, to hunt, to enjoy God's great outdoors. And we have to fight to preserve that. And it's very important that the youth, you guys, really take that seriously going forward. Encouragement is incredibly important today. You understand that you can encourage others, and that is a gift. And that is a gift to be taken very seriously. Encouragement can get you through the roughest of times. If you see someone who's having a rough day, encourage them. Believe me, when you're sitting at lunch at school, or there is someone nearby who is having a tough time in their life with some issue. We all go through it. It is so important to encourage others. Try to get others to laugh. I love to make people laugh. I love to laugh. And I'm thankful that I have the ability to look beyond the trials in my life, and I can still encourage, and I can be encouraged. When you encourage others, you're encouraged. Several years ago, I was in Alberta deer hunting, and it was the second trip I had made up there in 3 weeks, and we hunt from daylight to dark. The deer were not moving. We could not catch a break. We could not see a big buck. We were on our 11th day of hunting. We were so discouraged. We already knew that we were going to come back to Georgia without a deer, without a TV show, and it was weighing on us. We were ready to give up. The outfitter comes in and asks us, we had one more day to hunt. He says, would you like to change locations? And I was like, you know what, yeah. Well, he encouraged me. He said, David, it can happen tomorrow just as easily it could happen the first day. Hang in there. Stay focused. I promise you it can happen. The next day is our last day. It's our 12th day in Canada of hunting from daylight to dark. We have not seen a big buck yet. 3 hours to go in the hunt, 3 hours before dark, a giant whitetail comes in following a hot doe. And just like that, the entire 2 weeks of hunting turned into an incredible experience. And I always look back and think, you know what, it would have been so easy to give up, pack up our stuff, and head back home where it was a lot warmer, but we didn't. We hung in there, we persevered, and we were rewarded with an incredible show, an incredible buck. If there was one thing growing up that I wish I had become more involved in, it would have been, I really think it would have been some sort of mission trip. As I look back and I become more educated about the world and how fortunate we are to live in this great country, the United States of America, we don't appreciate how blessed we are. And I see so many people in other countries that are struggling, not by their choice, but it's because of where they were born. It's the environment they are forced to live in. So as a youth, I wish I had become more involved in helping others abroad. So get involved. I am so blessed to be able to do what I do for a living, working at Realtree Camouflage. It absolutely is a dream job. But it also comes with a certain amount of responsibility. So I would encourage you to follow your dreams, but understand that to whom much is given, much is expected. So the more blessed you are in your pursuit of your dream, give credit to the good Lord above and understand that He may be leading you down a road where you're going to be blessed and you're going to have a dream job, but you will be expected to help others along the way.